So good day everyone. I hope you're feeling well today. So let's proceed to our discussion entitled Institutionalization, prepared by Mary Joy T. Salazar. So before we start, let me introduce to you our classroom rules. If you want to answer, just raise your hand and state your family name. Respect and cooperate with your classmate. Listen when someone is talking in front and do not make unnecessary noise. Or mute your microphone. So before we dig deeper to our discussion, let's answer first the question of what is institutionalization. So institutionalization is the action of establishing something as a convention or norm in an organization or culture. So we mean that an institutionalization is a process in which the curriculum change and embedding the learning that has occurred by individuals and groups into institutions of the organization, including the systems and structures, the procedures, and the strategies. So when we say the institutionalization, it is a new practice that are being routine for everyone that is responsible for implementing the new idea of curriculum, which are the teachers, and then the practices may lead to the intended result. The next slide will be according to Miles in 1983. He gave the definition that institutionalization refers to the process leading to the stage at which an innovation may be said to have become a built-in or accepted part of the school curriculum. So he thus distinguishes it from his initiation, in which involves that actually putting a new idea into a practice. So in the year 1987, in the year 1987, he gave a detailed explanation about this institutionalization. So he means that he said that we mean the way in which a changes is in a system become stabilized and lasting. So it means that it is a process of building in changes in a lasting way, so that they continue a stable routine of a school after a formal change is over. So the next slide will be a question pertains to what is a curriculum. So when we say a curriculum, it is I know you already know what is curriculum. It is a standard-based sequence of planned experiences where students practice and achieve proficiency in content and apply the learning skills. So in short, it refers to the interactive system of instruction and learning with a specific goals, the contents, the strategies, the measurements, and the resources. So the next slide is institutionalization of curriculum. When we say institutionalization curriculum, it is the instructional level of curriculum that is developed by the classroom teacher. The teacher sets the learning outcomes, keeping in view his actual experience of the learners. It is based on practical knowledge of the learners and the locality. So, when the curriculum is completely accepted by the teachers in a school, then a matter of which the activities is also associated with it are a matter of institutionalization. So the institutionalization there have been achieved. So it also occurs with the organization of proficiency to formality. So The next slide is it is defined by the AECT or the Association for Educational Communication and Technology. So they define institutionalization as the routine use of instructional innovation in the structure and culture of the organization. So they mean that once they mean nga once daw the innovation has been implemented, it will now become a part of the standing operation procedure of the institution. So it will become a routine in order to be efficient and effective. So the next slide will be the question: do we want our curriculum to become institutionalized? So according to Morlam, I read something a few minutes ago that said something to the effect that when we begin using a new curriculum, teachers want to get to the point where they have institutionalized the process so that it becomes a routine. So we want routine, we want the expected, comfortable, and also reassuring. Sorry for that sound. But as the world evolved, it also damaging considering how quickly the world is changing. So the contents continue to expand as students are more diverse and thus have differing needs, and society is demanding different knowledge and skills that is most of which haven't. So as an education system that has been able to address adequately. The next slide will be according to Sari and LA, they contend that there are 6 indicators of institutionalization, and these are the acceptance of relevant participants, the innovation is stable and routinized, the widespread use of innovation throughout the institution or organization, the firm expectation that use of practice that will continue within the institution. And the 5th one is continuation does not depend upon the action of specific individuals but upon organizational structure, culture, or procedure. Then the last one is the routine allocation of time and money. So let's go back to the last slide. Explaining the acceptance by relevant participants. So these are when we say acceptance by relevant participants, these are the participants which are the stakeholders that shapes the school curriculum implementation, which are the teachers who implement the idea of the new curriculum. The number 2 is it is also number 1 it is also accepted by the learners. So when the teacher accept the curriculum, they implement it. They implement it, and also and followed also by the learner. So number 2 is the innovation is stable and routinized. So it must be stable, routinized, so that we can measure the effectiveness of implementing this new idea of curriculum. Number 3 is the widespread use of innovation throughout the institution or organization. So the widespread use of this new innovation enhances the skills of the learners and enables to fight the uncertainties and stay relevant in times of adversities. So before, diba, it is a teacher-centered curriculum, but now the new innovation of new idea or innovation of a new curriculum, it is now the student-centered curriculum, which is murag mahasa jud ang mga abilities and capabilities of the students. Number 4 is firm expectation that use of practice will continue within the institution. So the world evolves and it is changing. So as a learner and And as a learner and a future educator, so we need to expect that these practices of new innovation will continue and last long within the organization or institution. The fifth one is continuation does not depend upon the action of specific individuals but upon organizational structure or procedure. So the world in this slide, it is not only it does not only depend on the action that we made, but also the process of the structure, the culture, the procedure, as well as the strategies that we must consider. So wala siya nagadepend sa atong action na ginabuhat, but also paunsa gibuhat ang curriculum nga makapahimo sa paunsa siya gi-develop na maglast siya in a long term, or para mapadugay siya within that institution. The last one is the routine allocations of time and money. So implementing the new curriculum needs time, money, as well as the efforts and how to deliver it effectively, and how and when you invest the time, the money in the particular innovations such as the curriculum implementation. So it does require a time so that it will be accepted by the participants, such as the teacher and the learner. So when we accept that, it also requires a money to support that idea, such as the material, if it is applicable to everyone. So therefore that the new curriculum gives a new knowledge, the learning, the experience to the students. So this next slide is activity entitled For the Answer Me. So the instruction is answer the given question. Write it on the paper and send it to me via PM. The question is, do you really want to get to the point where a curriculum becomes institutionalized? Why or why not? Explain. I also want to hear your ideas about it. So that's all for my part. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your listening, and God bless us all. Good day, everyone. I hope you are feeling